Hello, I'm Lindy Kemming. I'm here to teach you about Google Forms for your classroom or for your building. I just want to welcome y'all to this training for faculty and administrators to attain some technical skills. There's about 18 of us in this class together. The objective today is to help make Google Forms a little bit more efficient for you and convenient. If you're not sure how to work your way around, it can really slow you down, so we're going to take care of that. The materials that you'll need for today is we'll need access to your Google account, and within that, Google Forms as well as Google Sheets. Any images that you might want to save or a YouTube video link that you might want to practice with. So we're going to go ahead and get started. In order to get started, I need for you to go ahead and log into your Google Drive dashboard. So if you want to go ahead and just pause the video, and I'll wait for you to get all set up. Okay, once you are in your Google Drive dashboard, we're going to go ahead and move right into Google Forms. So you can find it in a couple different places. You can click over here at New, and you can scroll down, and it's going to be right here. Or you can go over to your Waffle. Now my Google Form app is up at the top because I use it often. If you want to move yours because you find it down here or maybe even at the More, if you want to move it up, you just go ahead and you left click on that Google Form app and you can dance it around here to wherever you would like it to be. So once you have that settled and you're done playing around, go ahead and left click on your Google Form. So you'll see that there are templates here that are available for you to use, or you can go ahead and use maybe a recent form you just want to touch back with. For the sake of today, we're going to go ahead and create a blank form. Now, I haven't typed yet on my form at all, so if I were to go back, it is not going to be there. So as soon as you type on the form, that is when it gets saved into your Google Drive. So I'm going to title this form for today. Let's go ahead and make an exit ticket for my 4th grade reading class. So I'm going to title this exit ticket. And now that I have typed on it, it will save it. But you know, I want to actually click over here on Untitled, and it will automatically update with the title that I give it here. So now if I were to go back, it is saved right here. So we have a couple things. This is the standard purple layout for the Google Forms, and you can change it however you want by clicking over here on the paint palette. And you can go ahead and choose different colors that you like. Maybe you just want to leave it nice and simple. Or if you have an image in mind, here are a couple headers that are already saved within Google. If you would like to use any of those, you can scroll down and see what's available here for you to use. And then if you want to upload your own photo, you can do that as well. You have to make sure that your picture is larger than 800 pixels in length, 800 pixels in length, in which mine is. If it is smaller than 800 pixels, it is not going to work. So I've uploaded this picture, I've changed my screen to show exactly what I want it to show on my header, and I will click select. And you'll see it pop in right up here. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started on my questions. Here's where I will type the question, and over here is how I will choose what kind of a response I would like from my students. The most natural first question that I can think of is name. And Google is so smart, it's going to tell me that the best kind of response for that type of question is going to be a short answer. So I'm going to leave that as is, and I'm going to require this, so the student has to answer this form without moving forward. And then I'm going to add another question, and I want to be able to judge the types of varieties that my students are reading. So I want to go ahead and put title of book here, and it's going to be another short answer, and I want to require that. And I'm also going to choose the genre of book. Well, actually, I'll just write genre. And here I want to do a multiple choice. So I'm going to give them a few options. I can do nonfiction, it helps if you spell correctly. I'm going to go ahead and click enter to go to the next one. Fiction, historical fiction. You can do fantasy, mystery, and you get the idea. So then I'm going to go ahead and click add for another question. And here I want to be able to mark how many pages they can read in a minute, their stamina time and fluency. So I'm going to go ahead and put their start time. And Google's going to tell me, oh, hey, that's smart. I know what you're asking. And I'm going to put their start page. And here we're going to stick with short answer because there is not a number only. So down here, we can use the type of system that it's going to use, and this is more of the response. And then we're going to require this, and we are also going to include, we are going to include the stop time, and it changes it, require that, and stop page number. Oh, here it's not changing it though, so I'm going to go up to short answer. And that is my stop page. And then I want to include a video to give a little bit of an introduction to what kind of question I'm expecting. So I can either go over and start a new tab and search for a video, or I can go back to my forms and I can just go ahead and click this add video button. And I can do a search. So I can do making inferences. And I can look for a video within YouTube here. And I like this partly cloudy video to kind of give them that idea. So I'm going to go ahead and include that. And I'm going to call this making inferences. So they know that this is to give them an idea. Now here I noticed that it had a question started, but I'm not going to use that. So I'm just going to go ahead and click delete. And then I'll click back to my video, and I want to start my questions for the exit ticket. So here I'm going to title, I can infer. And I want my students to be able to answer what they're inferring about their book. So I'm going to make that a paragraph so they have a little bit more room to work and require that. And then I'm going to say, I know this because the story said, and I want this to be paragraph form also to give them a little bit more room, and I'm going to require that answer. And I want them to support it with their prior knowledge, so, and I know. What do they already know? So I'm going to make that a paragraph as well so they have plenty of room. So now I'm looking through and I think that this exit ticket is pretty well done, but I want to preview it. So this is the way that the students will see the form. So my preview looks like an eye, and it says preview if you hover over top. So when you click that, you will see the view just as the students will. And here you can kind of play around, make sure that your video is working. And it is. It's playing all the way through. That's excellent. Looks like everything is great. But you know what? I don't really like this multiple choice option. So I want to go ahead and click out of that, and I'm going to go back to my genre question, left click, and I want to make this more of a drop down. So when I go over to my preview again, now when I look for the genres, I have a drop down choice versus the multiple choice. So this looks good to me. I think that I'm ready to make this live. So I'm going to click out of that. I'm going to close my theme window, and I'm going to click send. Now, this is a form that would get emailed to whoever you wanted to share this with. Say you wanted to share it with your team, or you can click the link. And if you're going to send out the link maybe through Google Classroom or just post it on your Chromebooks that you already have set up, you can go ahead and click shorten URL, and it's going to do that for you. If you right-click, you can either copy it or go straight to the form. So we're going to go ahead and go straight to that form. And here we're going to go ahead and fill this out as if I were a student. So I'm going to use Jane Doe as my name and Number the Stars as my book. My genre here is historical fiction. My start time, I'm going to do 8 a.m. And they go ahead and they just type that answer in. And I'm going to say I started on page 25. And here I'm going to go ahead and say that it was 9 o'clock. And again, they just typed that number in, and my stop page was page 89. So then I know that my teacher put this in here, and I'm going to go ahead and click this if I'm not quite sure what she's wanting me to do, and I go through and I watch it, and I see some sample questions that kind of help walk me through it. So then I can infer, I'm going to write in here, I infer that Peter is not a good guy, that he is sneaky and can't be trusted. Okay, and I know this because the story said that Peter is not the same as he used to be. And I know that when people geez, I can't type right this second. Geez Louise. People change from happy and laughing. Man, so many typos. And laughing to short and not smiling. They are usually up to something bad. Okay, so I am done with my inferencing. So I'm going to go ahead and submit my exit ticket. And I can submit another one if I wanted to, if I use this for every time we were reading. But I'm going to go ahead and click out of that. I'm also going to click out of this because I'm done. So I'm going to go back to my Google Drive, and you can see that my exit ticket is there. So when I want to see the responses of my students, but I haven't created that sheet yet, I will left click on that exit ticket, and I will go right here to responses, and I see that I have one response already. So when I click on that, I can see a summary, and I can get a graph for the genre and the start times for my kids and how many pages that they're reading and all of that. But you know, for me, this is just not really easy for me to read. I'm not really sure what exactly is happening. So I want to create a Google spreadsheet of this information. So I'm going to left click right here on Create Spreadsheet, and it's going to create a new spreadsheet called Exit Ticket Responses. And so I click Create, and it will open up a spreadsheet for me with the timestamp that the form was completed, who completed it. It's going to take all of those questions and put it into a nice spreadsheet for me. So that way, every time my students complete anything on this exit ticket, it's all going to be in one place. So I don't need to organize or collect it myself. And I can even add forms to this if I wanted to add a cell over here for grade, and then I can go ahead and enter in their grade. I can format these cells to wrap, so that way I have room here. I can do all kinds of things to format this the way that I would like it to look. But this is where all the information will be collected. So every time a student fills out this exit form, I would then be able to see it. So it'll all be in one place, and you can track growth, or you can go through and just organize by one student by searching in this column, but we will save that for another lesson. So that is the completion of my lesson for how to create a Google form and organize it within Google Sheets. I look forward to working with you in other ways and hope that you find this information helpful. Thank you.